Greetings, your John, your brother John, in Christ Jesus, living this Christian life, walking it out, and preaching the kingdom of Jesus Christ, so that you too may walk it out faithfully and continue to do so. And if you have not, may God give you the grace to have ears to hear, to receive his truth and the love of the truth, to love him in return, and to run to him because he loved us first. And yet he says that we are condemned already if we don't believe on him. And yet if we believe on him, we will be saved. And yet why do many not believe on him? Though there is clear evidence, though it's obvious that God created the world and that he's in control, the only reason why we don't believe is a willing ignorance, that we choose to not believe. We do things in our minds at every level, at the small, medium, big levels. We lie, we twist the truth, so we pervert the way, so that we put stuff on the road. We just make a blockade so that we ourselves cannot get to God. You have to do things just like how criminals can reason. No, I'm doing it for a good cause. They got there by doing things in their mind, with how they think, with their answering, because even their own conscience and life is asking them questions. Why do you do that? Is that right? And it's constant, so they have to answer to it. Yes, yes, yes. And so, you know how people would answer, sometimes they weren't asked the question, and yet they'll just say it. Yeah, I can do that. There's no problem. Does someone say that you can't? They'll just say it because the voice is playing. There's questions, and they have to answer. We have to answer to God. And there's much noise, there's much defense, there's much fig leaves. We're trying to make it something it's not by our own strength. It's like pushing a car. And you should give up now. Your car is broken down, and you say, no, it's still not God, it's still me. I'm still gonna make it. You get out the car, you're out of gas, your engine's overheated, your car's broken. You put it on neutral. It's okay, I'll push this thing. You can't do life. You can't do life like that. And yet that's how we're living, without God, without surrender to God. Why? God offers help. No, I could help you. I could make your life great. I could have you going. You could have energy. You don't have to live a life that loses energy, that increases in pain, that increases in calamity and destruction and upheaval and suspicion and fear and hurt and betrayal and tears. No, life doesn't have to go that way. And yet we choose it. No, I'll make it. I can make it. Why? Because they understand too, whether consciously or unconsciously, no, there's conditions. There's conditions. If you give me something this good, the help of God, the presence of God, the love of God, to receive his goodness, his favor, his eye on you, his attention to you. They know, a part of them knows, I know that's not free. I know if I enter in, it's entering into a family. Now, I know you guys have rules. I know I'm going to have to learn the house rules. I know I'm going to have to do what you say. So they don't want to. Though there's this, so bring it a little closer. It's like having this, I was imagining this giant, this big guy. I could help you. I could push the car. You could get back in the driver's seat. I'll push it for you. And you'd have a great time. This guy would just push your car very easily. But yeah, no, that's, you wouldn't want to submit to that big guy. No, because I don't want to accept any conditions. Anything you tell me to do, then I have to do it. I wouldn't want that. And indeed, if that was a real situation, that'd be a good choice. That'd be wise. Yeah, you don't know. You don't know this guy. Where did he come from? Who is he? So that's kind of like a demonic version of it, because he's big, is powerful, but not big enough. God is so big that you can't see him. You can't see him. He's so big. You can't see him, not because he's so small, but because he's so big, and he's so big that he can be in all the small things. He's so big that you yourself are just an expression of him. You're just a thought of him. You're just a word that's released by him. So, and yet he's good. He's good, and he's mighty. Unlike this big giant that, yeah, you don't know his motives, and you're suspicious, rightly so, because he's got his own needs. You know that, and he's gonna leverage. He's going to use you sometimes for his own needs, and you know that. And so, yeah, you wouldn't want to accept help from this guy, because then you're going to be indebted to him. But we carry that, we preserve that with God. Oh yeah, no, God is like that. But he's not. He's so much bigger, and he's good. So that's the difference that we don't understand. That we fear God just like we would fear this big guy. But God is so big that, no, this guy you could say no to. You should, and you should like drive away or walk away. Just get away from this guy. Because he's got motives and self-interest. And yeah, God does too, but God made you and he loves you. And so that's just so hard for us to fathom, because we live in this kind of world, and we've dealt with people that we've seen and touched, and we've been treated in less than spectacular ways, less than awesome ways. People, yeah, it talks about how the difference. Your Father in heaven chastises you. You should honor him. Your own fathers in the flesh chastise you, and that it wasn't with perfect knowledge, it wasn't with perfect intentions, but you honor him. And yet, you see there that God is making that difference. Yeah, I know. It wasn't always fair. It wasn't always right. It wasn't always just. Even we do have a court system that does maintain some measure of justice and balance, and yet sometimes they get it wrong. We have put, I shouldn't say we, right? The system has put innocent people to death. So, oops. Oh man. We just took his life, but he was innocent. And that's the system. Yet we still have it in place, because it's better than not having it in place. Yet it's flawed, and that's the world we live in. And so we're very hurt and afraid and defensive. And we just think, oh, all the world is like this. We can't fathom, no, there's a God that's good, like genuinely, bona fide, really, totally, completely good and loving and loves me and can and will and won't stop and it won't fail. Yeah, a love that doesn't fail. That is God. But we're so fearful that we won't go, we won't cross over. And yet, what else do you have? What's the alternative? If you don't, then you're still pushing that car, this big piece of metal that weighs a lot. That's your life. You know that it shouldn't be this way. Something's wrong. The speed limit is 60, and I'm going like 1 mile per hour, if that, maybe 0.5, 0.25. Very, very slow, carrying this heavy, heavy burden. And so Jesus says, yeah, come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden. I will give you rest. Your life will be, back in the driver's seat. Yeah, no, it's supposed to be like this. Press the gas pedal. Whoa. Yeah, and hold on to the steering wheel. You're going. You're going. You have the support of God. You have propulsion. You have fuel. You have ignition. You have combustion. You have all the working parts working in order. And look at that difference. Someone who's in the car driving, and they'll just zoom pass by the guy who's pushing the car still. Just like that, they're gone already. Very different life. But God invites us to that. He says, no, I will make you this. You can do this with your life. You can go. You can rejoice every day. You'll have so much grace, so much power that you can rejoice every day. And yet, what do we focus on? No, because you're going to employ me. You're going to make me do work. You're going to make me. You're going to require that I'm upright. I don't want to always be upright. I don't want to be righteous. And yet, why should that be the focus? And why should that be the attitude when he gives us power to fulfill that, power to be righteous? We should be excited. Oh, I get to be righteous. Though it'll be hard, you don't focus on, yeah, it's going to be hard though, but your life is even harder as it is. Just trying to live. And you're complaining about how it's going to be hard to make an effort to try to be righteous. And you'll have much more than life. God will give you so much more. And he'll take you places and actually have you get to where you need to get to, or else you'll never see it. You understand, man is trying to get somewhere. He's trying to go somewhere. He just doesn't know where, but he just knows, no, I'm supposed to go though. I'm supposed to move, but he just doesn't have a direction, a destination. He has a sense of, well, I can't stay still. I'm supposed to get somewhere that he just doesn't know where it is. He just doesn't know that it's a city, that there is a city, that there's a city made by God, that there's a country. But we know God gives us the power to do, to know, to get there, and to arrive and be with God and live with God forever. And that is a real place, and that is possible, and that is what God gives us support to do, power to do, to arrive, to be with him. Even as he opens our ear more and more to hear him calling in, that we hear it louder and louder as we get closer and closer. So we know we're getting there, we're getting closer. That life we don't have without God, without Jesus Christ, without believing on Jesus, without submitting to him. You're just pushing your cart and you don't even know where you want to go. You don't even know. You just do it because it's better than not. And the kicker is you're not even going to get there. You're going to try because you have that sense, that desire for something, and yet you won't even get it. You won't see it. You won't taste it. You're going to die on the way. Like a soldier in battle who dies. No, you fought so you could win, to experience the victory, to take the land, to take the spoils, to get something, to win, to defend your home country or whatever. And you don't see the results of it. You die in the process. Yeah, they promised you much. Glory, education, property, and you died not getting any of it. And yet that doesn't have to be your life. No, there's victory for the Christians and for the Christians alone. For everyone else, there's turmoil, chaos, confusion, going in circles. And it serves a purpose too. They lay up the wealth for the righteous. So Haman, we talked about him, what happened to him and all his estate. Mordecai got it. Esther gave it to Mordecai. So, you're over his house, but there's no one in the house. They're all dead. Yeah, you get to keep all his stuff and manage his property and things. It's yours. It's yours now. He built all that up just to hand it over. So you don't want that to be your case, the one who is gone and pushed out of the way, and just have all the fruits of your labor be given to the rest, the remnant, those that chose God, said yes to God. So we want to say yes to God, and accept the responsibility. Don't fear it. Don't think it's too heavy. Don't think it's unreasonable. It's good. It's good. He's not going to lay on you more than you can bear. And if he does, he'll give you power to, as you strive, as you agree, as you choose God. Sometimes he just, it's a test. Oh, do you still choose me? Yes, I still choose you. And then he gives you power. Yeah, no, even if we die, we'll still walk into the fire. If I perish, I perish. Okay, you won't. Yeah, Isaac, I'll sacrifice him for you. Oh, okay, you don't have to die. But I did want you to make that choice. I did want you to go that far. The extent of surrender, of giving to God. That last drop, that last ounce. Will you give this too? And so, we're supposed to have that level of commitment. That's what he's showing us. Yeah, no, I call you to this level of commitment because I offer you this. It's so great. You could at least give me your little life, your little vapor of a life. Can you give me that? And he's showing us, he's helping us out how to account for it, how to see it so that it can be easier to give to God. Yes, God, it is so reasonable. You can have it. Have it all. Have it all. And I wish I could give you even more because you're so good, God. Because you offer so much. You promise so much. And yet you require just this. So we're supposed to see it as little. Oh, this light affliction. Yeah. We can't even compare. It's uncomparable what God's going to return to us for what we have given to him. So our responsibility, our roles, our regiments, our routines every day, and we don't complain about that. No, we take it on and understand with gratitude that, he should require more of us, and yet he only requires this one life. This life, so we will give our life for life. That's what they said to Rahab, life for life, a fair exchange. So as we give that, we take up our responsibilities. And one thing I noticed going through Isaiah here in chapter 36 is Rabshakeh, and what it reveals here from this contrast that we see with his much speaking, his much speech. Let's listen as Rabshakeh is going to rail on these people, just pound on the walls with his words. Chapter 36, Isaiah, verse 11. Then said Eliakim and Shebna and Joah unto Rabshakeh, Speak, I pray you, unto your servants in the Syrian language, for we understand it, and speak not to us in the Jews' language in the ears of the people that are on the wall. So they don't like Rabshakeh's words and the effect of his words. They feared the effect of his words. And so they're asking, can you stop talking? And if you do keep talking, can you use a different language so that we don't understand you? Because it's grievous, the effect that you're having on us. Rabshakeh said, no, this is war. We're fighting right now. I'm attacking you right now. So Rabshakeh is going to disregard that, dismiss it very vilely in a rude and contemptuous way. He's going to rail on them. This is an assault. So Rabshakeh continues. He keeps on going. He responds to that, not with mercy, but with hostility. But Rabshakeh said, Hath my master sent me to your master to speak to you, to speak these words? Hath my master sent me to your master and to you to speak these words? Hath he not sent me to the men that sit upon the wall, that they may eat their own dung and drink their own piss with you? The language, the aggression. Then Rabshakeh stood and cried with a loud voice in the Jews' language, and said, Hear ye the words of the great king, the king of Assyria. Thus saith the king, let not Hezekiah deceive you, for he shall not be able to deliver you. Neither let Hezekiah make you trust in the Lord, saying, the Lord will surely deliver us. This city shall not be delivered into the hand of the king of Assyria. Hearken not to Hezekiah, for thus saith the king of Assyria, make an agreement with me by a present, and come out to me, and eat you every one of his vine, and every one of his fig tree, and drink you every one the waters of his own cistern, until I come and take you away to a land like your land, a land of corn and wine, a land of bread and vineyards. Beware, lest Hezekiah persuade you, saying, the Lord will deliver us. Hath any of the gods of the nations delivered his land out of the hand of the king of Assyria? Where are the gods of Hamath and Arphad? Where are the gods of Sepharvaim? And have they delivered Samaria out of my hand? Who are they among all the gods of these lands that have delivered their land out of my hand? That the Lord should deliver Jerusalem out of my hand. But they held their peace, and answered him not a word. For the king's commandment was, saying, answer him not. Then came Eliakim the son of Hilkiah, that was over the household, and Shebna the scribe, and Joah the son of Asaph the recorder, to Hezekiah with their clothes rent, and told him the words of Rabshakeh. So we see Rabshakeh here. That was a lot. That was a mouthful. He said a lot. Not to mention all the stuff that he spoke before. Yeah. So he had much to say. Threatenings, taunting, mocking, scorning. And why? Because there's an effect. The words have an effect. And just like Rabshakeh, so interestingly, he's a high authority. He's a high authority. He's not just some messenger. He's not just some speech person. I'm trying to see if I can find if it mentions what role he had. What's the label? Captain or what? But anyway, he's sent. He's sent to do this work, and it begins with words. The assault, the first hit, the first assault. Sometimes they might have artillery, they might have arrows, shoot arrows, they might launch shells or catapults, long distance weaponry, attacks, projectiles. The words are projectiles. The words, he launches these words, and he goes straight to their heart. And that's a method of attack. So this military man, he could have guns, he could have swords, he could have axes and maces and all the weapons. Yet he uses his mouth. He knows it's effective. He knows, so he's going to talk. Look at all the words, much words he's speaking. And when Peter was sent to Cornelius, God told Cornelius, well, Peter will come and he will give you words. And he will deliver words. He's got a package. It's words. Receive the words. These words will save you. It will change you. It will explode. This will ignite. Peter has words for you. He's coming. What does he have for me? Yeah, not an envoy, not a caravan of camels. No, he's got words in his mouth. Listen. Yeah, and he's going to explode. He's going to deliver Cornelius and his household and all that were there from the kingdom of darkness. Deliver. Yeah, take captivity captive from this bondage, from this prison cell. Yeah, and they're going to come to the light. They're going to see light. They're going to live in the light. They're going to live in Jesus Christ. So we see it's a war. Rabshakeh's on the other side, on the force of darkness. They too use words. So we have to respect that. We don't respect that. That's why we just leave the TV on in the house while we do the dishes, while we go about. Yeah, you don't know the darkness it's releasing in the house. It's just a guy. It's just volume. It's just sound. It's just media. It's just the words. They're words. You open that portal and you let those words enter in and fill the house and stain the walls and enter you. You invite Rapshika in. You open the windows. Hey, Rapshika, come on in. Yeah, here's a microphone. Just, you increase the volume. I can't hear. Yeah, just speak. What do you think? What are your thoughts? There is no God. And when the preacher says there's a God, don't believe him. Yeah. And what did he do? What did he ever do? Can we see God? There's no God. I don't see him, so obviously there's no God. Yeah, keep talking, Rapshika. Keep talking through that little box, through my phone. Yeah, you let them talk. You let them talk. They're attacking you. That's it. They're military. They've assembled, and they're launching an assault on you and your life and your household and everything you own and all your life and all your future. All that is up for grabs. They're spoiling you. They're taking all that. Your faith, your hope, the possibility of believing. Yeah, they're taking all that. Yeah, preemptive attacks. Oh, and your pastor will probably say, I love you. Oh, yeah, we know them. Oh, I love you. Oh, yeah. And they're going to mock. And so that when you do hear, it won't have the effect. He's going to steal that. So you're going to have a perspective so that when you hear, well, that could have saved you, but you were preloaded. You were prepared to not believe. And so that's what the work of the devil is, and that he's doing constantly, every day, through how many channels? Through HBO, through Channel 2, Channel 3, Channel 5, Channel 10, Channel 11, yeah, just YouTube and all those channels, and the whole world, and all it suggests, and all it talks about, it, back and forth. And he's got many converts. He's got a whole, you can't count. You can't count. He's recruited many, and he puts a show on, and they're all different colors, and he deceives. And this guy's on his side, this guy's on his side, and they put him together on a platform, debating each other as if, yeah, it's this or that. There's nothing else, but they're both on the same side. So respecting that, we also respect that, hey, the power of the tongue, that God employs us to be on the other side also speaking. So we take that up and we understand, okay, so I gotta speak. Okay, so I'm on the other side. I'm on the kingdom of light. I am on God's side, and he also has us to speak. And so we see that they also rested on Hezekiah's words, because Hezekiah was able to strengthen them and give them establishment so that they don't melt, so that they don't shake, so that they're ready. Hezekiah strengthened them, solidified them, so that they could stand up to Rapshika's words, so that it doesn't make them run away. It doesn't make them say, okay, Rapshika, you said you're going to give me riches and horses. You said you're going to, I take it. I agree. You got me sold. No. Hezekiah preloaded them with some words saying, no, there's more of us than there are of them. They had that in their heart, so that they didn't have to move or be moved. It can be stable. The word of God makes us stable. We need stability, because the devil walks about like a roaring lion. And when the lion roars, you will shake. You will quake. You will run. Your heart will melt. When the winds blow, you're going to be tossed to and fro, unstable like waters, like the waves of the sea foaming. You're going to be turned into something that's reserved for the darkness. No, we want to be stable, so that no matter what they say, whether it's this or that, they'll do that. They'll confuse you. They'll say, oh, we got Category 10 storm coming. Board up your walls. Buy bananas. Buy toilet paper. Board up your windows. You could die. Oh, never mind. Sorry. It wasn't that big. A little piece of paper flies. It's done, guys. It's over. It passed. What? We thought you said? Yeah, sorry. Sorry for getting you riled up. Oh, but now we could have an earthquake. It's coming. We really predicted. The scientists have a new instrument that could predict earthquakes, and we just made a prototype, but it's picking up the signal. You should prepare for an earthquake. Buy things and secure your furniture. Secure it. Do it. Really, is it true this time? I don't know. Yeah, you do it. I'm not going to do it. I don't believe that. And it really quakes. Oh, it was real. But it wasn't that strong. And what's going on? Should we listen to them? Should we not? And then another category 10 storm is coming. Oh, here we go again. Is it true this time? But I could die. I don't want to lose my life. They're going to wear you down. And we have a pandemic coming. You can't go to church. Don't go to church because you're going to spread the disease. That's true. That's right. And I don't want to spread the disease. And we're going to blame you. You're going to be a bad guy. I don't want to be a bad guy. Don't blame me. You're going to point fingers at me. And they steal your faith. They erode your faith. Yeah, no, don't focus on faith. Don't focus on God who's stable, who's eternal, who keeps you, who tells you don't let your heart do that. Don't let your heart do that. Yeah, you're not connected to God. You're not focused on God, so you don't receive those words. So then you don't have a defense against the onslaught of the enemy who says, and now, you know what? You better pay attention to this. This is coming. This is coming, guys. The next wave is... Click. You turn that off. Turn that off. What do you hear? Yeah, you're going to start to hear God. You make room for God. You've got to turn that off in order to hear God. Because that's why, why is news 24/7? Why does it have to be 24 hours? And most of the time, they don't even have news. We ran out of stuff to report. Hey, call that guy from the back office. Hey, you know that guy at the water cooler? Bring him over here. And get him over here. Hey, sit over here at this table. Just talk. And now, guys, we have this program. We have this show. That's not news. And just speak your opinion. Well, I think that's ridiculous. I think the president made a bad decision. Well, I think we should support the president. I think it's a good decision, and we should say so no matter what. No, I don't agree with that. Go back and forth for a whole hour. Yeah, because we need to fill the hour. We're a 24-hour news station. And the next, hey, get those other two guys. Get them to come here. Yeah, and just keep talking. And you're watching that. You're listening to that. Not knowing, no, you're supposed to be doing something specific with your time. Your life is specific. You have a name. And you have a name by God. And God has an identity for you. God has missions for you. God has purpose for you. You're supposed to get somewhere by a certain time. And you're delaying. You're lagging. You're straggling. You're being distracted. You're supposed to fill your mind, fill your understanding, shape your perspective. You're supposed to shape your world. You're supposed to receive from God the tools and the weaponry and everything. You're supposed to be, you're supposed to do, and you're not doing any of that. You're just watching these people talk. So you're letting your life pass by in that way. Not knowing, hey, so Rapshika's doing this on that side. You're supposed to be on this side doing the same thing. And yet, look at the contrast here. He talks. Verse 21, but they held their peace and answered him not a word. So, we do need God and his wisdom to know this. Because you might think, yeah, okay, Rapshika, well, you know what? And you might go back and forth, extending his excuse to talk. Yeah, now you just made it worse. No, but Hezekiah in his wisdom said, don't say anything back to him. Just hold your peace. So they obeyed. We're supposed to know, when do we apply what verse? When is it, he who hears speaks constantly? And when is it, in the multitude of words there lacks not sin? Which is it? When am I supposed to talk? I'm supposed to talk. I'm supposed to keep talking. And I'm supposed to not. I'm supposed to be quiet. Even a fool, if he holds his tongue, is counted wise. So God will guide us through all that with the wisdom of God as we stay in his presence. He makes us like him so that we can speak When he says speak, we can hold our peace. When he says hold your peace, because he does say both. It's not just one. It's not just one way. It's not just one pathology or characteristic. No, it's doing God's will. So it's not because you're that way you're going to talk. Because you're that way you're going to be silent. No, it's because if God is requiring it. So we have to know how to speak. How to speak and how to not speak. And so we have that responsibility on us, and that's going to be everywhere. Sometimes in public, sometimes in private, sometimes in prayer, sometimes with individuals, to speak, to not to speak. And yeah, they're both going to have effects. So sometimes you don't speak, and that's could be powerful, very effective. A liar, you might make him nervous. And so I did this. That's why. And you stay silent, and you're going to make the guy nervous. The reason why I did that was because, and he'll be talking, and he'll trip up. So sometimes interrogation, a police might do that. Just keep talking. I just need you to keep talking. Because, yeah, you're going to mess up the more you talk. That's why, they say you have the right to remain silent. Don't incriminate yourself. But if they want to get evidence on you, they have the tape recorder playing. You got the two-way mirror, and you're in the room. They're asking you questions, and you're nervous because you're guilty. And they say, "Oh, so where were you at this time?" I was at this place. Didn't you say you were here? And that was after or before. And they might remain quiet, and then you're gonna just incriminate yourself. What I meant to say was, did I say his name was Charlie? Whatever I said his name was, that's you're done. But there was, God gives so much subtlety and wisdom, and shows us, we really need to depend on God. That in our own flesh, we just think we know. And he says, no, hear him out. It's going to seem right until someone else talks and you hear the matter from the other side. So there was this show, it was called Lie to Me, and it was about this detective. Basically, the premise is just, he studied lies so he could tell when people lie, and so he helps police with investigations. And he's like, oh, see, his eye's going there, so that means he's lying. And so he could just spot it right away. So he's this master of seeing people lie and detecting it. And then he has a team, his underlings, his subordinates that work for him. And so they kind of jump the gun. They're like, oh, yeah, that's true, right? Oh, he lied. And then they want to just throw the book at him and just arrest him. Say, okay, so he's guilty. And so watching the show, I was like, oh yeah, you're going with it, saying, oh, he lied. He's the one. He's a murderer. But the one takeaway I got from that show was just how, they're going to want to put in twists and turns. But it was a good point that you usually have people. So that's another interesting point, that almost everyone is a liar. Almost everyone is lying because, and you don't think of it because you're so focused on, okay, we got to catch this murderer. Who murdered this guy? So you interview the people, and you think, oh, something's fishy about him because he's lying, and yet you might interview 5 people, but one of them is a murderer. Yet all 5 are gonna lie. Why? Because they all are hiding something in their lives. They're all doing something. So that's a good demonstration of the world and how we're like. We're guilty. We don't obey God. We do wrong, and we go deeper into it because we've forsaken God. He leaves us to that, and we become more and more reprobate. You do a little sin, you lie a little bit there, you take a little bit from here, and you think no one's watching, and especially God's not watching. So that's going to empower you, embolden you to just Keep doing that little secret thing that you do. And so other people are doing other crimes. You're looking for the murderer for this guy. So you're on a mission to find this, to help the cops. They're looking for this, but that little boy stole the cookies from his grandmother's jar. So why is the little boy lying? I know you're not the murderer, but he's like, like not very open and kind of saying two things. And yeah, but he's lying too, because he's doing his own thing. The grandma's doing her own thing. The uncle's doing his own thing. And they're all kind of like not comfortable, because they don't want the lie to come out. And so it was very interesting seeing that operation. And so what they do is, they're going to comfort them, saying, they might even expose it. So look, we know you cheated on your wife. Okay, Bob, we know. But we're not looking for that. So you can be open. Don't worry about it. And then he'd be open. Like, oh, I'm not, you guys aren't investigating me for that. Oh, okay, well then I'll spill the beans. And then they find the murderer, because they had to make this liar feel comfortable. And then that's how they find it. But watching the show, the progress, anytime you spot a liar, you're like, oh, he's the murderer. He did it because he's lying. No, it's not just because he lied. He did it. He's doing something else though. So yeah, that's what we get with God too. He gives us wisdom to understand, no, it's not what it seems all the time. And without God, you're going to go those routes. You're going to think you're right. You're going to think you found it. You're going to accuse people. You're going to be suspicious. You're going to be threatened. So how many directions is that? You're going to buy all the bananas. You're going to buy all the toilet paper. You're going to board up your windows every time. You're not going to know what to believe, who to believe, when to believe, because the world is saying all of that at the same time. And so, but yeah, no, he makes the deceiver and the deceived. You're going to be deceived. They're deceiving you, but you also deceive, because you're in the pool. You're in the same water. You're with them. You're not saved. You need to be saved. God will pull you out of all that. And that's the insanity of it all. What are you doing? Swimming in that, trying to make it. You can't. Shark eating shark. You're in the same waters. You're not going to make it. Dog eat dog world, they say, by their own confession. That's the world out here. Backstabbing. Oh, you got backstabbed and stabbed their back. And that's what we see with Joab, who was not faithful to David, but sometimes he wants to be godly. That's odious. That's ungodly. David, we shouldn't count the people. I mean, that's against God. That's not godly. And yet he wants to disobey when it's in his self-interest. Well, no, forget God right now. No, I'm going to do this because I care about this. No, you got to be fully belonging to God. Joab was, he supported the mission of God, except when, and so we can't be like that. Total surrender, wholly committed. And so since Joab's like that, we see this game that he plays with Abner. They meet somewhere. I think they're drinking. And they say, hey, let's play. And they both agree to this silly game, saying, okay, I don't know how it was, like they hold each other by the head or something. And basically it's like a duel, like a gunshot, like bam, bam. Except it's with swords. So they kill each other. I don't know how many, maybe like 10 verse 10. They grab each other and they stick their swords in each other. I got you, you're dead. Oh, but you got me too. They just stab each other and everyone's dead. Like, what's that? So you got, that's kind of worldly. Hamlet, Shakespeare writes stuff like that. Oh yeah, no, everyone's dead. Oh, he killed him and he killed him. Got you. That's the world. Without God, no wisdom, no victory. There's no chance. Yeah, you get him back. You get your revenge as you bleed to death. Oh, you got shot. Oh, before you die, shoot him. That's what Satan's doing. I'm down, I'm dead, I'm gone, I'm done. Let me just take you down with me. Let me take you down with me. So you don't want to stay in the world. That's the world. That's where it ends. much effort, much struggle, much striving, all for nothing, all for naught. You just sink. You end up in hell. And the devil points at you and laughs at you. Yeah, mocked for all your efforts, all that you did. And you were wrong. So you want to be part of the crew that says, no, I told you so. You want to be part of the ones that were right. You want to be Apostle Paul on the ship. You want to be Jonah on the ship. Just, yeah, someone who's with God. Tossing, turning. Oh, the water's filling the boat. It's okay. Yeah. Everyone else is saying, we're going to die. We're going to die. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Pull up the sails. No, pull down the sails. No, spread it. And throw the food off. What do we do? What do we do? Until they come to Apostle Paul. And Paul says, so, all right, you guys came to your senses now? I told you so. Told you. So here's the instruction. Here's what God told me. And yeah, they're listening. They're all ears. Yeah, what? It's you. It's what God said. Because you were right. We were wrong. They're on their knees. Yeah. Tell us. Tell us. You know, don't let these guys go. They got to stay on the ship. Eat. Go ahead and eat. We're going to live. The ship's going to go, but we're going to live. Okay. We believe it now. A little late, but yeah, they're going to live. They're going to live. You want to be one with God and one that belongs to God, one of His, that He calls His. Then you're going to have the words of truth, the words of life. Then you're going to have life. Then you're going to have a good end. Then you're going to have peace. You're going to be secure. You're going to know. Yeah, they threw Jonah off the boat, and next thing he's on the shore. There's a whale in the middle of the story, but he's on the shore. He got spit out. And he's walking through the city testifying. So God saved me by a great deliverance. I disobeyed, but I repented. I turned to God, and I let out my heart, and I said, I'm sorry, and I said, I do His will, and now I'm here. And they're affected by those words. The king receives the power of those words, and he repents. He says, we got to fast. We got to turn to God. Just like that. Just like that. Because it's sent by God. So we want to be people sent by God, speaking the words sent by God. We want to send it. God has a work He wants to do in the earth, and we want to be those vessels that can carry that forward and have that accomplished. And so God can be pleased, so God can see, so that we can be like the lightning, so that, yeah, they give a report. He sent it, and they arrive, and they say, we're here, we've done it. We want to be that, and people like thunder and lightning on the earth that accomplish the purpose for which He sent us out to do. We have a purpose for why we were born. And so we're born, and yeah, people that are born, we're purposes that are born on earth. And so we do want to make sure that we know God, hear God, do His will, and report back, give a good report, saying it's done. What you wanted me to do, I've done it. In Jesus' name.